Hello and welcome to another edition of Another Book Review. This week I'll be reviewing Jeffrey Toobin's book, The Run of His Life, The People vs. OJ Simpson. Talk very briefly about the author, go into an overview of the book, talk about what I liked about the book, what I didn't like about the book, and we'll finish off with what I'll be reading for next time. Jeffrey Toobin has been a writer for many years. This book came out in 1996, mostly based on his time as a legal analyst with, I believe, The New Yorker. After this trial, he went on to be one of the leading legal analysts at CNN, where he's there to this day. He's authored several books. I've read actually two of his other books I would highly recommend. The Nine especially, which is his look at the Supreme Court, the transition from the Rehnquist to the Roberts Supreme Court, which came out sometime during the George W. Bush administration, right after Roberts was confirmed, and then he wrote a follow-up to that book about John Roberts and Barack Obama and the Supreme Court cases during the Obama years. I think came out sometime between 2014 and 2016. That is also really good, but if you had to read one, I definitely would read The Nine. So this book, The Run of His Life, is essentially Jeffrey Toobin's take on the OJ Simpson trial, really even before the trial starts, to give you a timeline of the events where there were murders. To take a step back, OJ Simpson was a professional athlete in the 70s. He's one of the greatest running backs in NFL history and in college history. He went on to have a career in the pros for a while, and after his football playing career, he became an actor and a spokesperson for a bunch of products. At this time in the early 90s, his career is something on the downturn. He's still a spokesman. He's not making as much money as he was. And in his personal life, his wife of many years has left him. They've gotten a divorce, and his wife and a friend of hers are murdered in, I believe this is 1993. And in 1994, OJ is the prime and only suspect, really, and there's a trial, often referred to as the trial of the century, and this is basically Toobin, who was there the entire time. This is his reporting after hundreds and hundreds of interviews with all the folks involved in the process, the attorneys on both sides, the witnesses, the jurors, the judge, just everybody involved in the legal process. So if you enjoy really extensive reporting, this is a really good look at it. I think Toobin's writing is a little bit better in The Nine than it is here, but it still flows very nicely. He is not an impartial person. He kind of gives you right off the bat his feeling that OJ Simpson was guilty of this crime. He does a very good job throughout the book, really breaking that down to where if you take everything that he says is 100% accurate, there's really no other suspect it could have been than OJ Simpson. I think that you get all the major beats of the trial in this. The one part of it, to get to the things that I didn't like, I think there is one part where the jurors have a field trip to OJ's house. That actually wasn't in this book. I don't know if that was cut for brevity. The book is a little bit long. It's probably, 10, 20 pages too long. And I think he does there are things in this book that I don't think he would have been allowed to publish today. There are things about the witnesses, and the juror and the defense attorneys, and the prosecution attorneys that probably wouldn't be allowed. Talks briefly about Marcia Clark's eating disorder, and he talks about the breast implants of one of the witnesses in a kind of an unflattering way. I don't think that would have flown today. He also indicates many times during the book that OJ Simpson is most likely illiterate. I think that was probably unnecessary as well. But overall, I really enjoyed it. It's not a super long read. If you're someone who is coming in cold to this, then I think you'd still enjoy it, because he kind of gives you the full scope of everything that happens. He gives you kind of a look behind the curtain of what the trial was like during the long trial that took place. He kind of gives you a little bit of the aftermath of the trial as well. And I think he just does a very thorough job of explaining the whole tableau. So that is The Run of His Life. I think it was made into a movie a few years back that did really well. So if you're wanting that television movie in book form, I definitely would check it out. And next time I'm going to be reading Turbulence by David Sazzoli. Until next time, please feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, bye.